places here will charge like $3 for one taco. So in my head, I was like, $1.59. Heck yeah, that's a steal. I was gonna look at this one. Yes, your tacos cost more. Restaurants still need you to buy them, which is true. You guys are gonna start to see a lot of prices go way, way up in the restaurant world, and it's not necessarily because we, want to squeeze you guys for every, penny and dime, as diners, as guests. But we are getting absolutely destroyed trying to buy this product and get it in. To actually cook food. Prices are skyrocketing, and stuff is so hard for us to get in. So we want to make sure that we're making the most with what we have to make sure that we can continue to buy food and provide a service. So I thought I'd look at this one because these tacos look absolutely phenomenal. I I don't know. I love tacos. Really, what it comes down to is I personally love tacos. So here we are. We're talking about tacos. As far as the South American and Mexican food cuisine sort of space goes, that is not something that I know much about. Obviously, I'm ale is sour cream, but that's as far as my knowledge goes. So I'm going to do my best to talk about this from my point of view, just from the sort of a restaurant perspective. I don't know if it's going to delve deep into like this is just hitting these type of restaurants or what, but we're gonna hop in. Rolando hypes his Brownsville taqueria El Ultimo Taco by frequently declaring, if you don't know Ultimo Taco, you don't know Brownsville. That bravado has helped him weather the COVID-19 pandemic thus far, but more recent inflation and supply chain issues are another matter. Yeah, I mean, if you can drive your business during these times, it's so important to have that, like, face of the restaurant that's out there. You're, like, promoting it, and, like, being seen in a good light is huge. It's definitely going to drive a lot more people in there. So if you got that, you're pretty good. But again, like, the supply chain is really killing a lot of people right now. See, meat prices have increased about 30%. Yeah. The signature El Ultimo Taco tripas have jumped from 69 cents per pound. Oh my god. That's insane. Wait. The signature... wait. I thought it was the meat. Is this the meat? Oh yeah. Yeah, the meat per pound, which is nuts. Like, that's a huge... Like, that's huge. Because if you think about, like, how much goes on a taco, like, so pricing for food and for menu is kind of rough. So pricing like a menu is kind of rough because it's not only are you taking the cost of just the food, but you also have to think about the labor that goes into the prep for all the items, and then the labor to pay to, cook and put it on a plate, the gas, the electric, water, all that stuff has to be accounted for. So usually, like, we shoot for 20 to 30% to kind of make up for that. So the cost of what, like, our cost, so like if this is $1, like, you know what I mean, like our cost has to be 20% of what the item as a whole it costs. So, if it costs me $1 to make this taco, then this is, again, just for the food aspect, like $1 worth of food that I made into a taco, I have to sell for $5 to hit that 20% line to account for all those other things. Something that a lot of people don't think about, and it's something that I didn't really think about until I started getting more into recipe and development and costing that kind of stuff out. And some places run a higher percent, some places run a lower percent. It just kind of depends. Some of it's give and take too. Like little tiny appetizer kind of palate cleanser thing might be, on a smaller scale, but an entree with hard to get in meat might be on a bigger percent. Again, you're taking into account like how much prep work goes into it. Like if I'm bringing in beef or something and it's got, like, I have to pay somebody to break it all down and debone it and all this stuff, like that one's gonna have a higher percentage margin. At least that's how I look at it personally. But again, the 20 to 30 is a pretty standard restaurant standard. As a result, the owner quietly raised the taco prices last July. I mean, I don't know how you don't do that. Like this sentence doesn't make sense. Quietly raised taco prices. Like, are you supposed to scream it from the roof of his restaurant that you raised it? I don't know. Probably had no other choice. He doesn't. That's the thing, is like, you don't have a choice, because again, it's the bottom line is like, you're running a business and you have to make money and you have to be able to pay your employees, and not only that, like, you have to be able to pay your purveyors, because if you can't pay your purveyors, you can't bring in more food, and then you don't have a restaurant. And then if the purveyors aren't making money, like, they lose a job, and then there's less purveyors, and then the farmers. It's a big thing. So I don't think anybody should feel bad about how, like, you can't be hemorrhaging $12,000 a week. You know, it's 48,000 a month. You know, and he's only raising it, like, that's not a lot. You know what I mean? Like, 51 cents for like that big of a price jump. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, let's see. Well, all the tacos went up by 10 cents. The signature tacos estilo, oh god, Matamoros, which feature grilled beef, queso fresco, and avocado. It is affected by avocados increasing for 10 to 25. Yeah. Yeah. Also, limes are going up, apparently. I got an email from one of our purveyors that literally said Limeageddon in the header, and I was like, is this a troll? Am I getting trolled by essentially a professional person in like a professional setting? But limes are hard to get, so we're gonna get ugly limes, and they're gonna be like crazy expensive. Tortilla prices from as low as buy also jumped by 25 cents. Yeah, and I mean, bottom line is, like, again, you have to raise prices. Again, you got to hit those percents to be able to, you know, afford to keep the lights on, the gas, you know, water, pay your employees, be able to take home money for yourself as you're the owner. So there's a lot to it, and I know a lot of diners don't think about the back end of things because you don't see it. Like, that's just how it is. You don't see it as a diner. It's out of sight, out of mind. They just see the price and you get the food, and then you have a perceptive cost as a diner, which is unfortunate, because if you perceive something and you're like, this isn't worth $10, it's not going to be, you know, in your mind. But it's like, if that's what, you know, it is what it is to, you know, be able to keep providing food, which is unfortunate. So either, you know, you raise prices, or you come up with a way to make food cheaper and possibly lose on quality. So what's another avenue to take and to think about? You know, you might be able to find some okay quality stuff, but nothing's gonna be, you know, top of the line end stuff. Especially, I would assume that a place like this is bringing in like really, you know, top tier tortillas. So and you got to have nice avocados, and it sucks to get in avocados because they brown so quickly, and they're on top. Like, a customer is instantly gonna notice if their avocado is brown, if it's just chilling on top. Like, you know, oh, okay, well, you can't see any avocado in these pictures, so I don't have an example. Let's see. 30% meat prices. The U.S. Census Bureau here, in a city with 29.3% of residents living below the poverty line and a median household income of just over $38,000, diners are accustomed to inexpensive tacos. His decision to increase prices was a significant and difficult one. A taqueria can charge more in market like Austin and Dallas, but not in Brownsville. See, okay, that was something else that sort of blew my mind, I guess, is like, places here will charge like $3 for one taco. So in my head, I was like, $1.59. Heck yeah, that's a steal. But I didn't think about location. I live close by to a foodie town, so everything is priced a 30% or more, depending on where you go. In Dallas, Brownsville, everything's cheaper here. People complain real easy when you hike up the prices. Took immediate notice. Thankfully, they've been sympathetic so far. They understand everything is expensive, and that's nice. Like, if you're like a dope little like local mom and pop shop, and you have these like loyal customers, that's super important. It's really nice that they're understanding. Uh, yeah, it has been a minute. I can't remember last time we talked. You had some stuff going on. Hopefully, everything turned out all right. Um, let's see. In April 2020, I wrote about how the taco is pandemic proof. How could anything be pandemic proof? There is so much stuff. There's so much stuff brought in from like the South. Chef and owner and Eureka raised prices as much as 50 cents to $1. Consider eliminating avocados. They're too expensive. They are. They're getting crazy expensive. Oh, I looked. I remember now. I found the DM. Honestly, like I think one way to combat the avocado prices is to bring in less and have it just be an upcharge. So if people really want an avocado, let them pay like $1 for their avocado, and then you could still have your base tacos be, you know, I've been doing good, been doing well, getting hit real hard with the allergies. But quality control for sure. Like again, like there's days where I'll order avocados. Thank you for the lurk, Mr. Viss. I saw you went live. I'll try and hop in if I can. Like I'll order an avocados and like the day of, and they're already like rotten. It sucks so bad. I have Trondorks. Let's see. Explains he's had trouble sourcing his grade A meal duck for the restaurant. That's another thing too. Is like duck carnitas sounds amazing. Yo, wait. Duck carnitas? Oh, I would eat the shit out of that. I would pay any amount of money to try a taco duck carnitas. Hold on. Are you serious? Alright, anyway. Bigger duck might have torn dark skin and legs. Yeah, and see, that's the thing, too, is, like, you can go for a lower quality, but again, like, you're losing it in labor. Like, they have to take the bones out, which can be a huge pain. But duck breast doesn't have the necessary fat needed for carnitas. Yeah. Well, there's been much pushback from current concerts. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, people have to realize, like, again, like, you know, you go to the grocery store and you see the increased prices. Like, we're also seeing that in the restaurant. And Amarillo raised prices 20-25% across the board, just enough to remain open and feel like our backs are against the wall. Yeah, I mean, again, you got to do what you got to do, which is unfortunate. I'm trying to wait to see if they would once again decrease, and unfortunately they don't. This place gone up, they doubled in price. We're forced to increase their prices slightly. It's nice that I guess. So I guess when they talked about that guy, you know, raising him quietly, like this is another way to do it. I've seen this. I've always thought it was weird, but I always kind of appreciate it. But also, like, I know why the prices are higher, just because I'm also dealing with like ordering and stuff on a daily basis, and so I see it, and I get info from our purveyors about price increases and supply chain issues every day. So yeah, like right now, like dude, the vinegar shortage is blowing my mind. Like I cannot get apple cider vinegar in to save my life. I ordered some and it's gonna take like over a week to get in. And then goat cheese too is like crazy hard to get in. Like I want like they can give me like tiny bits, but I need like a 4-pound tub of goat cheese because we go through so much. Duck enchiladas? Ant larva? What is this? Wait a minute. Spices restaurants can open. Chef owner. There is a lot of places opening. And there's a lot of places closing. So it's easy enough to move into a space that's already renovated to be a restaurant. Tostadas, ceviche, chili, seasoned oysters alongside agave wrapped barbacoa, duck enchiladas, and a Mexican caviar of Escamoles with guacamole and blue corn tortillas. That is wild. Insect tacos. That is insane. I don't know if I could do it. Bugs have always kind of been like iffy about trying to eat. Like I hard draw the line at anything that's still moving. Like that one, I want to say it's a Japanese dish with the octopus where you pour the like high acidic sauce, I think, and it like fucking wriggles. I couldn't do it. There's no way. He was shocked to see the price of scallops had doubled. Before they were around $19, and now they're $40. Who can pay for this? Nobody. I wonder if like enough people dropping certain ingredients will end up lowering the price for others. Let's see. It's not just food prices that have increased. Everyone I spoke with said cost of paper goods and plastic has hit them even harder. That's honestly, okay, something that one of my old chef owners told me. He was a Michelin star chef, and he talked about opening a restaurant, and he said the food cost is not the problem. Where you get absolutely destroyed is paper goods and chemicals, which is insane, like dish chemicals and stuff like that. His truck is paying double the pre-pandemic price for to-go boxes. Yeah, they're so hard to get. They're so hard to get. I needed just some plastic like to-go soup containers that would hold 24 ounces. They were almost like they're a little over $1 per container. It's insane. Like, and again, like that's part of the rising food costs in restaurants too. Is like, again, like going back to it, there's so much more than just what's on your plate that makes that happen, and we're gonna keep seeing prices rise, and guests are gonna either have to just eat at home, or they're gonna just have to realize like that is what it is for right now. And I mean, I would like to assume when prices go back down, we'll see menu price decreases. It's hard to say. I don't know if a lot of places. I've never worked at a place that's adjusted backwards, but also I don't know if like food prices and cost of that kind of stuff has ever gone backwards. Let's see. Some restaurants are getting tired of relying on their own tenacity. If I hear the word pivot one more time, I'm going to split nails. The owner of H-Town Restaurant Group said at the TRA press conference, according to CEO Knight, it's time for Congress to provide the critical relief restaurants need to rebuild. So I don't know enough about the RRF, or like any of the restaurant loans that kind of they were giving out, or not giving out, but that you could apply to get for restaurants when a lot of places shut down. But I remember we shut down the place I was at going into the pandemic. We closed, and he had tried to get one, and he's just like, there's so many hoops to jump through, and like it's so much money to pay back. Like you're not making money right now, so you're just kind of fucked. Like unless you're a big place, which is crazy because again he's a Michelin star chef, so it's just like but we'd also been kind of seeing a decline in the last 2 years, which is a bummer. But yeah, again, like the food prices and stuff, like this is going to continue to happen a lot as long as the supply chain issues persist. We're going to see a lot more restaurants raising prices, which is unfortunate because it does push away some diners. So it's kind of like we're shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit, but you can't sell food. You can't, if I'm paying $1 for the food to put on the plate, I can't sell it for 50 cents because then might as well just be giving you the other 50 cents. Yeah. It's kind of a rough patch for restaurants right now. I'm not really sure. I know like ghost kitchens are becoming really big, and that just might end up being the future of restaurants, which is really sad. But we'll have to see. But on that sad note, we're gonna swap over to Destiny 2 with Bear. I've kept him